Sorry, just getting in a little bit. Get some. See, I was going a little bit cyclic there. It was a little crazy.
To fight for right and freedom in this merciless battleground we reign. We're the embodiment of power and pain. With every strike, we conquer with mind, leaving a trail of devastation in our wake.
What's going on, Motivators? Humble Marine here. Have you ever wanted to lock down the enemy advances with a well-placed machine gun? In this guide, I'm going to show you how to properly set up that emplacement for maximum firepower and survivability of your team. Now you ask, what exactly, would you be using the machine gun emplacement for? The machine gun emplacement is a support by fire position, which means that it's something that you'll have a little bit of standoff from, that has an advantageous, overlook of an area, and you're able to put down sustained rates of fire and suppress the enemy. How do you get those machine gun emplacements? Well, you go to the research tree. There's two types of units that can do it. So the two types of units are the engineers and machine gunners. So if we go to the early engineers, right, and we go to the upgrades, you'll see here that it has this heavy machine gun emplacement right here. So you'll need to go to your squad upgrades and get that unlocked. Now for the engineers, if we go here and we take a look, there's actually no machine gun emplacement on the early engineers, so you won't be able to do with them. However, when you get the second level of engineers, all the way to the right in squad upgrades, you have the machine gun nest, which is, it's a little 30 caliber machine gun as opposed to the heavy machine gun, which is a 50 caliber machine gun. So starting with the engineer squad, we're gonna go ahead and place down the machine gun nest. With your engineer, you're gonna go ahead and pull out your hammer, go over to the machine gun nest. So you need, 10 resources. Based on how many resources you have available, with your engineer, you'll be able to make sure that you have enough, you'll be able to put down multiple machine guns. And when I say multiple machine guns, you can only have one at a time. However, if this one were to get destroyed, or you needed to destroy it and go somewhere else, you'd be able to put down another one if you have another 10 resources. When talking about where you should put them, we have a little bit of an elevated position here. We have a good field of fire, left and right, where it covers this entire area. Let's get down before we get shot. So another thing that you might want to consider is using natural terrain features like this tree as something that you can use to help block enemy fire towards your position. Another thing that you can do is place a sandbag. You have multiple. You can have, side protection as well. Kind of give your area a little bit of side protection. You want to make sure you lock down like these choke points. You can see that these guys are spawning here. And we can sit here all day and take them out as they come around. Be careful though, because once you start shooting at them, they are going to start shooting back, because you are a high priority target at that point. Think about that when you're placing the machine gun, avenues of approach, and choke points. We're able to easily defend this little area right here based on the fact we command this entire view. This is a good use of the defensive emplacement right here. When you're on offense, you'll basically be doing the reverse. You're gonna find a place that, if you can get a nice side view of the enemy, try and flank around, and then set up that machine gun position far enough away that people aren't gonna be able to get you, or at least easily get you. One of the worst things that you can do with these machine gun emplacements is, put them in places where you can't really see much. So if I were to put it down like here on the road, yeah, I could see like down that road, and it's kind of a choke point. However, I don't have very much left and right, view. So by putting it here up high, up high, we've got a high ground advantage. Freaking in an open area where I can traverse left and right and pretty much get the full use of this thing. I don't have to worry as much about people taking me out. Make sure that you have good angles. Like if I were to put this like where it doesn't cover this area and it just covers like right here to here, that would not help me, because this is a good, area. Because I can't really shoot too much into the building. I could a little bit, but it's not going to be as useful as me being able to cover this entire area right here. One of the biggest mistakes that you can make with the machine gun is actually overheating the machine gun. So if I sit here and I just keep firing, I'm like, oh, I need to get these guys. I'm shooting them. I'm shooting them. I overheated the machine gun. Now this allows time for the squads, the enemy squads, to push their advantage. Oh. Allows the enemy squads to push their advantage in the fact that I have a lull in firing now. So I have to get this thing back up. Get away. You know, so you want to fire in little bursts. I use a little moniker from the Marine Corps, and I'll do the PG version for this. Is, you know, die fuzzy bunny die, 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 die fuzzy bunny die. You're trying to limit the amount of time that you are on the trigger to make sure that your barrel does not overheat. Now, are there situations where you need to go cyclic and overheat that barrel? Yeah, of course. You know, there's definitely times where you need to just let it rip. You know, if there was a giant wave of these dudes coming in and the only thing left on the point, yeah, definitely give them the freaking whole 9 yards, as they say. Say that your machine gun gets hurt. What you can actually do, and a lot of people don't know this, bring out your hammer, come up next to the machine gun nest, and it'll actually put that down in the bottom that you're able to repair your machine gun nest and get that machine gun back. As long as it has the base, you can still get your machine gun. So one of the other things that you can think about is, since I have the engineer squad, I have another engineer. He would have his own supplies. Therefore, if we ran out of supplies with this engineer, we could go ahead and destroy this one, switch to the other engineer, and go ahead and get that going. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna get rid of this squad. We're gonna get the machine gun squad, and I'm gonna show you the other machine gun emplacement, the heavy machine gun. Say you have a buddy that has the machine gun emplacement as well. That means you're gonna wanna try and get some kind of interlocking sectors of fire. In this scenario though, we have two different points that we need to cover. So we need to find a place that, you know, is advantageous for us to be able to cover this left side as well. I'm gonna go ahead and place it back here using the green view points to know where exactly my machine gun needs to be to have full coverage. So we got two choke points here, left and right, that cover both of these areas. So I can go here and I can basically just do the exact same thing. The good thing about that one is that you have a little bit of an ability to kind of pin some of the tanks and lighter vehicles. So I'm gonna go ahead and place these here, again for cover. And then I also would like to place something like kind of like in front of the machine gun emplacement. So that way I get a little bit of cover in front of me in case a tank or something shoots directly at the machine gun. So again, you want to follow the same thing. And I'll use the real saying, die motherfucker die. Die motherfucker die. Die motherfucker die. We talked about how to build the emplacements. We talked about, you know, the best places, high ground, choke points, you know, around the objectives, defensive and offensive. We talked about, you know, some mistakes to avoid by, you know, putting them in places that don't have any kind of cover or you can't see anything. We talked about what squads have them and how to build them. And, you know, having engineers in your squad is going to facilitate, you know, you being able to place more of those things. Maybe even the engineer in the machine gun squad, since you can only have one, give him extra points to be able to. Oh, see, look at this. We can track this tank. Sorry, just getting in a little bit. Oh, get some. See, I was going a little bit cyclic there. It was a little crazy. You don't want to go cyclic with this bad boy because it overheats a lot quicker than the 30 cal. And that's about it for the machine guns. You know, super simple and sweet. Now, if this guide helped you at all, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. You know, it lets me know that you guys are enjoying the content, because I'm especially trying to leaning into, you know, Enlisted a little bit, because I do like this game a lot, and I think that you guys like it as well. And if you guys have any tips that I missed for the machine gun, you know, emplacements or squads, go ahead and drop those down in the comments below. Like if there's even, you know, some spots that are kind of like off the beaten path, like odd spots that you place machine guns and you know about that are super cool, like, you know, using bushes, being able to put the machine guns there is, you know, super good, because it gives you that little bit of time for the enemy not to be able to notice exactly where you're at. So that's all for now. Humble Marine out. What's going on, for maximum firepower and survivability, motherfucker. What's going on, motivators? Humble Marine here. Today we're gonna, damn it,